everyone, this is the Bro Podcast. That's right, today we are interviewing Andrew Tate, Aiden Ross, and the cock of Sneeko. That's right. I am the Unhinged Podcaster. This is the Unhinged Podcast. Look at my pubes. I have the most pubes. Ah! I just ripped them off because that's how I do. Okay, no, I am not the Unhinged Podcast. I am not the Bro Podcast. I am just a YouTuber. I am a podcaster, Dr. Hen. But you know what I am? I am a judge. A judge, jury, and executioner. That's right. Today we are going to check out and judge the worst podcasts out there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a variety of podcasts for you. We have one for your friend, one for your mother, one for your kid, one for your dog even. That's right. There's podcasts for everybody. These are the podcasts that I could get my hands on such short notice. These are some of the most popular ones and the most cringy, useless ones. Because not everybody deserves to have a podcast, but everybody can have one. So let's just jump into it. I am very dying today. And let's start with one. I think I listened to one of these out of all. Actually, two. 3. I listened to 3 podcasts out of all this. We have, first of all, Destructible with Mark Fishbach, Wade Burns, and Bob Maiskins. That's right, I listened to Destructible, and it's an actual enjoyable blast, and I can't stop laughing, and it makes me laugh out loud. So I have to put it at a freaking S tier, because I listen to it when I'm outside of my house and I'm going through the sidewalk and I'm just laughing out loud and people look at me like I'm insane, but I am not insane, believe me, trust me, I didn't kill those 3 people with my car back in 2011, I didn't do it, please YouTube monetize my video. Okay, let's keep going with the ratings, we have a strong start. Let's jump into the next one, Trash Taste, and as the name says it, it's trash! No, just kidding. It's not trash. Cool, be chill, anime fans. I love Trash Tato. You may notice that I am in a different chair. It's because the other one actually fell down and broke. I was trying to fix it and I broke it. So, Trash Taste. I like Joey Gaunt and Sea Dog. I like them. They are fun to listen to. I started listening to them yesterday. Actually, I went back and I was like, oh, I used to listen to these guys. Oh, let's jump into the podcast. Let's see what they're doing. And it's actually an enjoyable experience. I haven't had the opportunity to listen to every single episode that they made. Still, very enjoyable if you watch anime, and if you don't, it's enjoyable either way. They have special guests, which is something that Destructible doesn't have, which I could condemn them and push them down to A tier, but I won't because I am a generous god. I'm gonna put Trash Taste in an A tier because, and let's be honest, I started to listen to this podcast yesterday. I can't, for the love of me, put them on an S tier. Let's jump to the third and the last podcast that I listened to, Some Ordinary Gamers, if I'm not mistaken. No, Some Ordinary Podcast. There we go. Sorry, okay? Forgive me, now shut up. So, we have Umpabil, Mudahard, and freaking Nuxtaku. Actually, I used to watch a lot of Nuxtaku back when he used to do like anime analysis. So this is the third and last podcast that I actually actively listen to right now. They have a different guest every episode, so that's like puts them up there. At the same time, I really like the dynamic when Umpabil is there because he adds a little bit of I don't know, fun to it, and I really like him. But I also like the energy that freaking Muda and Nuxtaku bring to the table. So I'm gonna put Some Ordinary Gamers ahead of Trash Taste. Why? Because I've been listening to them for a long time and I actually like it. This is very biased. I am playing a character. So let's just jump into the next one, which is freaking, let's see, the Joe Rogan Experience.
Pull up that picture.
I have never in my entire life listened to an entire freaking episode of Joe Rogan, okay? But for some reason, for some goddamn reason, he still pops up on my YouTube recommendation and on my freaking TikTok. And I press on I'm not interested in this, and you keep on churning it out into my mouth. YouTube, TikTok, please stop. I beg of you. But oh my god, some clips that I see are completely unhinged,
Just come to make sure your baby's okay.
nonsensical, and freaking stupid. Some other clips that I just see around and watch are completely likable, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. That's a nice conversation we're having. But it's just all over the place. Joe, you are all over the place. And Jimmy, goddamn Jimmy, pull up the naked picture. Since it's all over the place, I can't possibly give it an A, much less an S, and not even a B tier, because I don't like it, but I can't say it's bad. So I'm gonna put it at a D tier, okay? It's not a bad grade, but it's like there, just like, because you have interesting bits that I see on TikTok. That's your saving grace. So, let's jump into another one that I actually hate. I really do hate this one. Bad Friends, with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. I just hate it, okay? It's on my For You page every time. Also, it's like something I only known from my For You page, and I just can't stand it, okay? I can't, dude, I don't want to hear freaking Andrew Santino talk about things. I really don't! Trust me, I don't want to! I'd rather rip my ears off! Also, don't want to hear Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino talk ever again, okay? It's just like, please, TikTok, stop it with this thing. I really don't want to hear or see them again my entire life. And what does TikTok do? Pushes it forward! I can't even speak English. So, I'm not gonna put it on F tier because I am not an a-hole. Also, they always put Subway Surfers or GTA freaking car parkour, and that makes it a lot more entertaining. So I'm gonna put it on E tier. Down below the Dogan, the experience. Let's go to the next one! The official podcast. That's the Moist Critical podcast, and I can't remember their names right now. Cialaton PC, Huge Beast TV, and Moist Critical, and Kayaorsan. This podcast, even though I like Charlie, okay? I like Charlie, and I like hearing him talk. This podcast, I don't enjoy, okay? Let's be honest. I tried to listen to it like 3 separate times, and I listened to an entire episode, like 1 hour and a half, and I was like, just, you know what? This is not for me, I guess. This is not my piece of ass that I want to eat, so I won't eat this ass. I'm gonna skip right through it. I'm gonna pass, okay? So, I'm gonna give the official podcast an official grading of a D tier. And now that I think about it, since I could actually listen to it, I'm gonna put it at a C tier because that's what it deserves. I changed my mind. Yes, I did. I can't stop talking, and I can't stop. Let me keep going with the most boring podcast I think I ever heard. Impossible. Frick! Okay? Frick! I hear that and it's so freaking boring. Okay, they have some interesting tidbits, but it's because of the freaking guests. Okay? It's for the guests. I enjoy it because of the guests. Not for Logan Paul and whomever else is there, which I can't remember his name and I can't be bothered to look it up. It's actually, it feels like a nothing sandwich, okay? It feels like there's nothing to be heard on that podcast. You know what? I'm not gonna be I'm gonna put it on E tier. Because even though I don't like it, I found it incredibly boring, it has some interesting tidbits. It's not the worst thing out there, let's be honest. Now, shh. Okay, I know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I am grabbing my entire monitor to do this dumb thing. Don't worry about it, okay? Just don't worry about it. It's an E tier, and it's what it has to happen. Are you uncomfortable right now? Because I definitely am.
and I don't like this. So we are gonna go back to the video.
Okay, so let's just actually jump to some podcasts that I seen being advertised, but I never actually cared enough to actually go watch them. Let's jump into Go My Favorite Sports Team. Let's go, baby. Yeah, that's right, with Mark Fishback and Tyler. This is a sports podcast, I guess. And I just don't like sports podcasts or videos. I just can't watch them. I just find them incredibly boring. Okay? And I'm pretty sure that if I gave this podcast an opportunity, it would actually surprise me and entertain me. Am I going to do that? No, I am not. Because I'm a piece of shit. It's not that I dislike it, I just never heard it. And I don't think I like the concept. The concept itself seems a little bit too boring for my own taste. I'm gonna Go My Favorite Sports Teams at a D tier. Because I know it could be incredibly entertaining, and I've seen some TikToks about it, but I don't think I'll ever listen to it. And that's why I'm gonna put it at D tier, and it's gonna belong in a D tier because I know that I could enjoy it. Let's go to Brain Leak, the Jacksepticeye and Ethan Nestor podcast. I actually lied to you, and I watched this podcast for I think 5 to 6 episodes because it couldn't pique my interest. I was like extremely bored by it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I like Ethan Nestor. I like Jacksepticeye, not Chap. Oh, he is so nice, that chap. I like them. Okay, I enjoy their videos separate. Together, I could enjoy it if it wasn't the podcast. I'm gonna give Brain Lick a total score of freaking C tier. Okay? Why? Because it actually was quite entertaining for a while, and I think some episodes would be actually really freaking nice to go and listen to. I am extremely skeptical about it. Septic. I'm extremely septic about it, okay? Okay, let's do a speed round. The freaking Fear and podcast. Hassan Piker, Will, Cutie, Austin, and Marsh. Okay, those 5 make that podcast. I didn't even know there were 5 of them. I just thought there were 4 of them. I seen little itty bitty tidbits here and there, and I just don't care. And you know what? It's fine. I'm not gonna make a whole fuss about it. It's not like I'm offended by its existence. It could be entertaining someday, maybe. I don't know, but I just can't. I can't get behind it. But it's not as boring and makes me wanna puke like Bad Friends or Impulsive. Relatively new. It could be good, and I'm gonna give it a chance someday. So for now, I'm gonna put it at D tier, down where it belongs. I'm sorry, Fear, but I fear you, and I don't care. Chuckle Sandwich. Also, another podcast that I've seen a few episodes of this with Jay Schlatt and Ted Nivision. I don't know. I don't speak English. So I love how chaotic Schlatt can be sometimes, and that's just what brings life to the podcast for me, okay? It just feels like I've seen clips out of context and uncontext, and he's just unhinged, okay? He is actually unhinged. And I love that, okay? I respect it a lot. And sometimes the freaking guests are actually extremely fun. Even though I haven't watched it to completion any episode, but I watched tidbits, I'm gonna put it in a B tier because you know what? It has a lot of potential for me to actually like it. It has a lot of potential. It would be the next thing that I would watch if I run out of things to watch on YouTube. Well, second to last but not least, Sorry, I got something awful in my mouth. Tate Speech, there we go. Andrew Tate's podcast. Okay, last but not least, we have my podcast. That's right. Did you know that I had a podcast that was called Until the Tea is Cold? Did you know that? I don't think you did. And you know what? It's okay. I forgive you. It's alright. You are not going to die. But I did have a podcast. I used to work on it pretty often. But you know what? It's awful. It's a piece of garbage, okay? It's a freaking disgrace to humanity, to the podcast manity, okay? To the podmanity, there we go. And I don't respect myself for actually making it happen. So, in honor of that, I'm gonna put it in new category that we are making right now, which is my podcast sucks. MPS. My podcast sucks. And you know what? We're gonna put it at the bottom of that. Because I am but a humble YouTuber who is here to just entertain and be extremely humble and honest about things. And my podcast, the only podcast that exists out there right now that has less than 100 views, I can actually say that, and it's amazing, is the worst podcast out there. Yes, even worse than the Andrew Tate one. Yes, even worse than Bad Friends and Impulsive. Yes, even worse than the Joe Rogan Experience, Go My First Sports Team, Fear, and yes, because those are actually decent enough to watch. My podcast, Me From the Past, is awful. Work on yourself. So, this is the official tier list of the podcast. There's a lot more. So I'm gonna do a second episode of this and the worst fandom tier list. So thank you everybody so much for watching another video, another tier list. Let me know that in the comments below if you wanna see more tier lists. And I'll see you on the next one. Memento Frui.